All right, good morning, guys. What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are having a good day. If you guys are joining and you're not already in the Telegram, go ahead and join the links in the video description. But it's completely free to join, and I notify everyone there in the mornings once we're going live. I hope you guys are having a good day, though. What's up, Lubislav? What's up, Grams? We're gonna mark up the charts. We're gonna do a few different things today. The 250 did not hit for Ninja Trader. Honestly, with it taking a week to get there and it being an ACH, I honestly just want to just withdraw it as soon as it does land and just focus on this instant funded. And then I've got something else in mind too. But maybe we could just keep placing the macro trades for fun on a paper account and just see how it does. But it's really not, I don't have a lot of data behind it. And it's not something I want to put a lot of risk behind to begin with. And I really don't want to work with someone that takes that long to deposit with. So um, we might run an IG account side by side with the prop account. Not might, we're going to. And we're going to start today, but I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about in a second. Let's mark up our charts first. When it comes to swing points, we have a swing point way over here that had not been taken. Let me make this black. It's black right there. Then we really don't have another swing point until way down here. We'll probably be waiting quite a bit for one of these to get taken, or at least a new one to form. But nothing had, these are the two closest swing points we've got right now. We've got buy side sitting up here, and then we got sell side sitting down there. So we got buy side up top. I don't know why it did that. And then we got sell side down here. We don't have anything in between though right now. So here's what I want to do, guys. This is going to be a little experiment now. The Ninja Trader account, probably like just something to do for fun. I might still run that macro trade. But at the end of the day, it's super negative versus reward and super volatile and super just unclear. Even if it has a high win rate for the last like month or two, I don't know how much ground in reality it actually holds. So the Euro US dollar trade, you guys know though, it's our bread and butter. It's what works. It's what has worked always. It's just we've been the person who hasn't been able to work it. And so that's the whole point of these streams. What's up, rightly rich? Is to really just show up and execute the plan we know works, right? Day in and day out. Now, here's the point I want to bring us to, because we don't really, like, I think we've got quite a bit of time, I'll say, before we get into a setup today. Here's the thing. Yesterday, it pressed 1 to 3 again. Now, with that being said, we are definitely obviously picking the move of the day. Now, I'll explain this in a second, but where'd we get in the trade? We got in the trade right up here yesterday, and it went 1 to 3. Now, we've won 4 out of the last 5 trades since we started trading after 9:30, but every single one of them's running like crazy. We're literally picking the move of the day happening each day. It went 1 to 3 again. So 4 out of the last 5, literally 80% win rate with 1 to 3. Now, we have only been taking 1 to 1. I'm only going to continue taking 1 to 1 on the prop account. And here's one thing I want to do though, side by side with the prop account, and let me push it back, is side by side with our prop account, which is our instant funded that we're at we're $1,300 in profit. We're going to keep trading this exactly the same. Right? We're not changing a thing. We're doing 0.5% risk to make 0.5%. We're taking 1 to 1 risk to reward. We're getting in at the market structure shift. That's what I want to do. However, since all our trades are running higher risk to reward, instead of changing anything that's already working on what we're doing and messing up our prop account and breaking our rules and going out of balance, what I've done instead is I've added, let me try to drag it up some, I've added $1,000 to an IG account. Now, you guys know I don't trade positive risk to reward like ever. I haven't done it since I swung trade. When I used to swing trade, I actually traded always positive risk to reward. There's never any not positive risk to reward. And I did decent, right? Over time, I was profitable. But it just, I ended up switching to day trading and sometimes to scalping. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I want to get better at day trading and holding my trades longer. So instead of taking these setups that, let's say we get in here and trying to hold 1 to 2, 1 to 3 on a prop account, I'm just going to keep going for my base hits on the prop account. And what I mean by that is just those 1 to 1 trades. And we're going to keep taking them day in and day out. And we're going to keep trying to grow this steadily and slowly and conservatively. Now, I put $1,000 into this account though, because I want to try to hold my trade. I want to do two things. I want to get better at two things. I want to get into the moves slightly earlier, but also I want to hold the trades slightly longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade the exact same way on the cash account, but two adjustments. I'm going to, instead of waiting for the market structure shift, I'm just going to let liquidity get taken, and then I'm going to wait for an inversion fair value gap, which happened right here in this case, and then I'm going to trade 1 to 2s. And so the whole point of this though is to test two things. Test the earlier entry model, the inversion fair value gap, but also B, which, and guys, I've done back tests on this. It's just as effective as the market structure shift, but it might give you a little bit earlier of an entry to be able to get those 1 to 2s more consistently. And I want to get better at holding trades longer. So I put $1,000 in this account. We're going to risk $20 a day to make 40. And the whole point of it though is an investment in me trying to get some confidence trading higher risk to reward, because our trades are giving it. We're just not taking it. And I don't want to, in the middle of this prop challenge, say, oh, okay, all my trades are going high risk to reward. Let's start taking high risk to reward. And then we start doing it, and then they're only going 1 to 1 again. So I really am set in stone about not changing the way we're executing on this account and riding it through to the end. That's what I'm committed to. But in the meantime, it's like, okay, if my trades are going longer, let me try to place these trades on a small cash account, risk 20 bucks a day to make 40 bucks, and just see if I can let them ride. Something that's so risk free that I know it's not going to upset me, but it still has some risk. So it's like a cash account. We're not paper trading. So I still have some skin in the game when it comes to like the mentality of holding a trade. And I'm gonna let them ride to 1 to 2, and I'm gonna see if we can start hitting 1 to 2s. And if we start getting good at hitting 1 to 2s, I'll start putting more risk on higher risk to reward trades. Not like increase percentage, but just like increase the account or start putting them on prop accounts. And I think it'll really help us, because you only need to win 2 a week, right? So it makes things even easier for you if your trades are all pushing like that. But so I decided to open this up side by side with this, and we're gonna be doing that on stream. So we're gonna have the same trade, but 2 entries on the same position, and one's gonna be 1 to 2, one's gonna be 1 to 1. 1 to 1 being on prop, 1 to 2 being on the cash, where we have a little bit more breathing room. And we're gonna be able to build that data side by side. So it's gonna be super cool, I think. You'll have to let me know your guys' thoughts, but I've noticed GU does the same. If GU doesn't take it out, GU often does. Yeah, I believe that. Maybe that's something we look at one day, actually. GU side by side with EU. I've only traded EU like this, but I can imagine GU probably works perfectly like this too. Am I looking for a long run on Euro? I just put a runner, man. Don't close the full trade. That's something I gotta get good at too. I feel like that can be discretionary sometimes, and you gotta kind of, if you have a hard rule for it, it might work. But okay, so I'm not necessarily looking to go long or short on EU right now. I don't think we actually have any real context for either position yet, because we really need, after the market opens at 9:30 here, which we did, we need price to run to stops. We need it to run to sell side liquidity or buy side. Here's what I think is going to happen though. If we don't run to buy side, I don't think we're just coming straight to sell side. I think what we're going to do is I think we're going to form some type of structure in here that we can take and then go long, right? So we might form some more sell side within here to take before we can go long, if that makes sense. So we've got, London high left open, Asia high left open. We've taken sell side on Asia, sell side on London. We didn't necessarily drive to previous days lows, but we did drive to previous days highs. We're probably going long, in all honesty. We're above previous days highs again. Is it? Yeah, no, that's not previous days highs. It's up here. But ideally, like, we broke higher, we pulled back, we're above where we were before. We're probably going higher. But we don't want to just take any random run up higher. We want a very specific entry model to get higher. Yeah, there's that 15-minute inversion fair value gap. I haven't taken my trades off of fair value gaps though, or any internal. I mean, we take internal liquidity, but it's in the form of swing points. I haven't drawn it on yet. And I probably should, because I don't want to assume that just everyone knows what I'm looking at, because I let me draw it on, because it might not make sense, but basically this is the range we're sitting in and this is what I'm looking at. And then I mean, we can go really far back, like right here, and this is kind of the context, the structure. It's objective market structure instead of subjective, and we just draw it on wick to wick like this, and it really helps us identify it without having to read the candles. Like, it literally tells us this is market structure right now. We're looking for, now that 930 is open, we're looking for a swing point that has not been taken. You can see all of these have been taken if you look right here with this move. Now we need this to be taken because it hasn't been taken, and then we can go the other way, or this, because these are the only 2 points right now in our market structure that have not been taken. Now all of these, even on the sell side, have been taken up until this point, at this point, and this point. Now that's what we're looking for. If we're not getting one of those, I'll show you this. We're probably going to get something new to form in here like this. If we get something new to form in here like this, we'll actually have an area for price to now come back off of, and then give us a reversal to like go higher or something of the sort. So, but we don't have anything close except this buy side right now. That was a terrible, terrible candle color choice. Absolutely awful. All right, we'll do that, and then we don't really need all this context. We'll take it off. We'll kind of leave it like that. We'll leave it the same as our other chart, which is right here. Let's do this though. Sometimes you just gotta change the colors up. Yeah, no, I get what you, like. I don't want to zoom out to the 1 hour though for what I'm doing, because I'm taking an entry off the 1 minute. So I only have whenever I trade, I only base my thing off of two time frames, a higher time frame and a lower time frame. So I never go higher than 2 time frames. And it gives me the context. Like, whatever you decide for your higher time frame, you want that to be your market structure, and whatever you decide for your smaller time frame, that's going to be basically once a point of liquidity in the structure gets taken, you want to start looking for that that reversal or entry pattern, or whatever, the continuation pattern, whatever you're trading. Yeah, I do. I only use the 15 minute and the 1 minute. And we're looking for liquidity to be taken on the 15, and then basically our entry. Bias is not something, just based on experience and what I see that the smaller time frames actually control the higher, and the higher is just basically the aftermath. It's the big picture of what the smaller time frames did the entire time. And so yes, the higher time frames do have points of interest, but the smaller time frames is what literally creates those. And I don't know if that makes sense, and I might even be wrong, but like, the logic that, like, I'm more like, it's you gotta base your time frames based on what your style of trading and how long you're trying to be in and out of the trade. But it's all fractal, right? you could do similar things on all time frames. But you can't, honestly, I wouldn't say they all work exactly the same either, too. Because I feel like if we tried this exact model that we know that works really well on the 15 minute and the 1 minute, I feel like if we tried it on other time frames too, it would work, but maybe not as well. Like, it just seems to be super effective on these time frames. The stream's lagging. Um, 6E1 is the futures equivalent. It's 6E right here, but I think it's 6E1. Like, it says 6EU25. There's like the E mini version of it, E7U25, and then M6EU25, the micro version. I'm just trading just a straight up 6E, the 6EU25. So it shouldn't be lagging. It should it looks like the connection's good, but That might just be on my end. And I put it as the lowest possible latency, so I put it at the lowest possible latency. So guys, we ever since we started trading though, switching from 8:30 to 9:30 and waiting for the New York Open though, we're 4 for 5 right now. And all of them have been running like crazy. So I've been keeping data, even though we're only taking 1-to-1s. I record every time if it's hit 1-to-2 or 1-to-3. But I'm more so focused now on our sample of trades that are happening after 9:30, because after 9:30 it just seems to be a lot more effective and it seems to make a lot more sense to me just personally. It's lagging for you guys too? Dang. I don't know. Has it been lagging the whole time? I don't know really what to do because it doesn't look like the connection's dropping at all on my end. I don't know if it's just something we let play out or if it switch to a line chart, not a candle chart if I want to draw. All right, first 15-minute candle open though. We didn't we just kind of closed a little bit, or not closed higher, but the wicks are still going higher, so we don't actually have a swing high right here yet. This is not established, so we're going to continue just kind of waiting, hanging out. Yeah, that money still didn't, it's still at zero. It said it would be here today, so it's super strange. Let me just go sign in really quick. If it'll let me, yeah, it's so weird. I've never seen ever in like my entire life someone charge your debit card. I mean, and they like, so I paid ACH this time, but even when I do pay debit card, they say it takes 3 days to settle. I've never seen a debit card purchase ever take that much time to settle, or at least for them to not give me what I purchased with it until 3 days later. It's crazy. Debit card, you know, it should be instant. It makes no sense to me, but yeah, it makes no sense. Same thing with ACH, but it's all lessons learned. Decide not to go with, like, who wants to just say like, hey, I'm gonna place money into a trading account, but I gotta wait 2 weeks because I probably won't be able to use it until next week now. So it's like now at that point, I don't even want to trade with them. Look at, I literally put, what's up, gamer cat? I literally put the money in this account and it was here instantly off a debit card. So okay, if it's not lagging on some people's end, it'll probably start sorting out on everyone's end. That logic might not be there, but that logic might not be there completely. Let me sign out of this. The Ninja Trader dashboard. Okay. Yeah, I signed up. It was 150K. It's just over 500. I don't know what happened to the stream, like the top left corner. I had this thing where I could see the view count. I got to go to actual YouTube now. See who's in here. Well, it looks like we'll be running up for buy side soon, which isn't the worst thing to possibly do right now, because I mean there's just probably a ton of liquidity sitting there, and we don't need like a massive move, right? But we have realized though this 930 movement really does set you up for the trade that probably is going to happen the rest of the day and even into the next night. It seems like yesterday's setup right here, like literally we were calling longs like from way down there, and price rose over like 60 pips, and it's continued to do that literally until the end of the day, until like 5 p.m. And then the same thing, that one we did not. We got the exact tail end of it. But the same thing here. We literally called this, but then price ran until like 11:30, but also up until the next day. Like same thing here. Price was running. Same thing here. Price was running up. Like we're literally calling the move that's happening each day, which is crazy, but we're only taking 1-to-1 on it. That's why I want to practice a little bit more, because we're hitting crazy trades. Literally the entire moves that are happening. We were wrong there, which that still was a good setup. I think it had all the same pieces all these other setups do, you know. So, but that inversion fair value gap, I think, is going to be the way to get that earlier entry to be able to get the 1-to-2s. So it's going to be something we test out and just journal it, you know. It's gonna move at 9:30. In the rest of the day, you can see these price movements that happen, literally consuming the London movements and the Asia movements. Hey, let me know if we're still here, guys. I think it just cut out just slightly. If we're still here, let me know in the comments. We're approaching some buy side. Grams, yeah, you like the inversion because it works. The inversion fair value gap works. It does. I like it too. I'm sticking with market structure shifts though. On the market structure shifts are beautiful though. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I like them a lot. Like they're super clear cut ways to enter the market. So I'm still gonna do that on the prop account because we're not gonna change that up. But the inversion fair value gap, I'm gonna place that on my 1-to-2s for my entry model. So we'll be able to get in a little bit earlier and hold a little bit longer, and we'll see if it pays more than not. You know. But we'll do it with low risk to find out, right? And then we'll just add if it starts working, or then start trading it on the prop if it starts working. But I don't want to try to implement it when we already have something else working, you know what I mean? And I mean, like, it is working what we're doing, but it's like working at a small scale kind of. Like we're only up just shy of 1%, but you only need to get 6% to get paid out, right? So we are being conservative. I think we're doing the right thing. Yeah, so basically there's just 3 pieces to what we're doing. You basically wait for 9:30, and then you're looking for market structure on the 15-minute. This is the market structure according to the candles themselves. And basically these points right in here are points or swing points, points of liquidity. They're obvious places for people to put stop losses. Now, the very first thing, the idea is the very first thing when the market opens, it's going to run to one of these that hasn't been taken, right? Because what the market wants to do is it wants to go and it wants to gather liquidity that it's about that it needs for the move it's about to make for the day. So at 9:30, the market opens, and the first thing it's going to do is it's gonna shake out all the people that need to be shaken out of the market before the actual move happens. And to do that, it's either going to create a swing point that it's going to take, or it's going to run to another swing point that has not been taken in order to take it before it does end up doing what it wants to do. Now, that's the idea. After that happens, after you take a point of liquidity, whether it be buy side, whether it be sell side, you're basically just dropping to a smaller time frame, and you're entering off an inversion fair value gap or a market structure shift, or you could wait for a false break, true break. You can wait for, I wouldn't wait for just a normal fair value gap. If you had an inversion then a normal, then maybe, but definitely like the best two are inversion and market structure shift from my data and from what I've looked at. Yeah, well, no, it's not. That's the move for the day is not over. The market just opened 27 minutes ago. You know what I mean? So you're saying that like what you're saying is accurate though. A distributive move is 100% just happened, right? We swung low, grabbed all this liquidity inside of this overall bigger range. But that's just one way to look at the market, right? Because after this move happens, what has to happen next, right? The move's not over and it doesn't just stop here. You know what I mean? And then it's like we're done for the day. Like the market's gonna continue to move. It's gonna continue to make legs and run different directions. So that's all we're doing. We're waiting for 9:30 time, then liquidity, and then a structural shift. Yeah, we'll see though. If the short presents itself, it presents itself. We're not trying to tell the market what we want to do. We don't, or it's not like we want to buy or sell. It's not like I'm inclined to, but if the market sets up for a sell, I'm going to take it. You know what I mean? And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I know it has a higher probability of working based on this system. Okay. See, a short might be the last thing anyone wants to do, and it might be the exact thing that happens. No, it's all good. It's all good. I don't. I think it's good for him to come express his opinion. Like if we all just agreed to it, would be we wouldn't be learning and growing. I mean, like I don't feel like the things he said's accurate, but that doesn't mean I'm accurate either. You know. And I respect that. I mean, I respect that opinion. I don't think it's right. I think a lot of the things that people told you about certain things like that is like things that a lot of people believe, and a lot of people aren't making money trading. So it's like a lot of these things that you know you could just see anywhere. People like say that like everyone has a lot of common understandings about the market, and if the majority of people lose and the majority of people believe the same things, it's like you probably should start questioning those beliefs. Everyone talks about having a higher time frame bias, but then they're entering on the 1 minute. It's like, what are you doing? It's like you could be bullish on the weekly, the monthly, the daily, but it's like if the markets are only setting up for bearish setups today on the smaller time frame, and you're only taking buy side liquidity, and then you're shifting structure. It's not even like you're like, oh, the market shifted bearish on the time frame you're entering on and you're trading on. So the higher time frame can be doing whatever it wants, but the time frame that you're trading, if that time frame is not in alignment with the direction you're trying to go, it doesn't matter. So you could be bullish on the daily, but if the smaller time frames that you're taking your entry models are bearish, it's like you're gonna lose. And you're not gonna be with the actual trend, which is the time frame you're trading on. You don't need to be in with a higher time frame. Look at this entire like market's been bullish, right, with EU. If you're trading on this 15 minute though, and you're trying to buy into this downtrend this entire time, you're getting wiped out. All your stops, boom, taken. You see? So even though the market's bullish on the higher time frames, for this period of time, for the last 8 hours, only sellers were making money. You know what I mean? That's why bias it hasn't helped me, but here's the thing, like it has helped other people. Like higher time frame bias has helped other people. It might have helped you. It's definitely helps people like Jade Cap FX. Like that guy's a legitimate trader who, has a verified track record, and he preaches daily bias and higher time frame bias all the time. it doesn't work for me. I don't do it. So it's like, and it doesn't affect me negatively. So. And I think too. Just here's the context. I think just because I don't just because I don't swap to the 1 hour, the 4 hour, I can see the 1 hour and the 4 hour just by doing this. I don't need to swap to them, so I can literally see it just by doing this, if that makes sense. So when I say I don't look at the higher time frames, I look at the bigger picture, but I don't need to switch to the candles because I know what the candles consist of. They consist of just literally the 15-minute zoomed out, right? It's a matter of zooming in and out. You don't always have to, like, I literally know the daily highs and lows right now based on looking at the 15-minute and just putting the sessions on. You know what I mean? So it's like I already know where the daily highs and lows are and where we are in context to that. So I don't want to like sit here and act like I don't have any daily under like context or understanding. Like I 100% do. I 100% understand where we're at on the higher time frame, like the 1 hour, 4 hour, based on just zooming out on the 15. So, but here's the thing though, even with that knowledge, I don't use it to identify my setup. My setup's very specific, and it's completely objective. It's 9:30 opens and we run to a place of liquidity, which we have officially tapped into right now. After that, we look for a reversal pattern, and we're just basically trying to capture 1-to-1 on prop, 1-to-2 on cash, and that's as simple as it gets. But no, brother, I don't want there to be any I don't want you to feel like we're arguing at all. I feel like you're good to voice your opinion, and I appreciate it. I do. I mean, it's definitely got the conversation going still. So we're all good. We're all in here respecting each other and what we're doing. I just want to see you guys win too. I honestly want to see you guys win doing different things. That way you can tell me. That way we can implement. Like I've always said, my goal is just to have multiple different streams of income through trading. Right? You want to have multiple different strategies, businesses that you can run through this. But now that we've taken this, on the cash account, I'll enter on the inversion. On the prop account, I'll enter on the market structure shift, which won't happen until like down here right now at least. Yeah, and I honestly, brother, I struggle with changing my strategy a lot. Like, so that's why, like, more recently I've been trying to focus on just consistency with just my edge in the market and just trying to keep letting it play out. I'll notice too that like at 9:30 when price opens and it runs toward liquidity, like it ideally like it always it's setting up based on the higher time frames whether you know it or not too, right? Like it will run towards points of liquidity that it wants to react off of for the sake of making that higher time frame move per se. And that's why like I say the lower time frames control the higher time frames because time and like the time of day and the lower time frames control it because 9:30 opens and the smaller time frame does what? It runs to where it wants to run to. And then what happens after that, like if you happen to just zoom out and look at the higher time frame, you were in alignment with it the whole time, but you were really just seeing what the 1 minute was doing or the 15-minute and driving towards those points. But then if you zoom out after the setup actually set up, you'll find out the whole time, hey, I was actually trading in alignment with it. It's because the smaller time frames dictate that, right? Um, they dictate that, and then you just look in hindsight. But there's very few times where you can get in based on a higher time frame trade, and then you look at the smaller time frames and see them in alignment. You see what I mean? It's not the case. But you could get into a setup on the lower time frame and then look at the higher time frame. You're like, wow, I was in alignment the whole time. But you can't do that the other way around. So that's why I think the 1 minute's the most important time frame on the entire chart. Let's mark this up right here and just to track our structure, because we'll have a different structural point right here if we do close above here. Like here, let's do this. Let's even go. We'll wait for this candle to close. Yeah, there's no reason we can't pull back and go short. There's no reason we can't. We're inside of a range right now. If we weren't inside of a range and we were just on the upside of it, there could be no telling how much higher we just go up and on and on and on. All right, so we could have potential 2 setups at once. One being this inversion and market structure shift at the same time. So we'll see. We'll be ready. It could give the inversion and the market structure shift at the same time today. Which would be nuts. We're about to take those shorts. We'll see. We'll see if you're right or I'm wrong. Or if you're right or I'm wrong. Same thing. No, we'll see. Either way though, it's not about one trade, it's about 100. But I do like these shorts, so I'm gonna take them. I'm not gonna lie. They're about to happen. They're about to happen against all odds. Maybe one at a time. We might be only hitting the inversion first, but we might be hitting both. So let's see. Let's see where price closes. We're literally in between 2 entries right now. One being a market structure shift, one being an inversion fair value gap. All right, so we're in on the cash account for a short right now. We would get in on the because we inverted this fair value gap. We'll get in on the prop, and the market structure closed below. So we'll see. Let's we're going 1 to 2 with this trade right now on the cash. We got 30 seconds. I'm still only gonna fire off the market structure shift ones in the Telegram, by the way. All right, let's see. All right, we sold. We are in for a short. Telegram signal's been dropped. Stop's gonna be at 750. Take profit's gonna be at 750. 1 to 1. Flat risk, half risk to reward. Risking 0.5% to make 0.5%. This is our trade. Yeah, we're rocking now on all the accounts. We didn't even fire off the NQ trade today. I'm really not focused on that right now, guys. I'll be honest with you. Let's get this over. All right, this is the 1 to 2 setup right here on this account. Risking 20 bucks to 40, trying to get better at higher risk to reward trades. So we're just practicing on this account, and then we are trading the 1 to 1 on our actual instant funded challenge here. So we'll see if we get it. We'll see if we get it. GU just inverted too. Hopefully that's something in our favor. You see on the futures pricing that we actually didn't even hit a market structure shift, but I'm not basing my trades off of that. I'm basing them only off of the Forex chart, because that's It's just Forex.com's pricing is just what I like to trade off of. It's just preference, I think, more than anything else. Where in the world is the where you can place the short position? All right, here we go. I'm trying to at least. Let's do this. All right, we'll go back here. Let me put, yeah, we got everything we need now. Let's put this at 1-to-1. This is technically where we're at. That doesn't even look right. Let's just draw a line on so we know where TP is at when it comes to the 1-to-1. All right, there. This is where we're at. Okay. Now we'll hold through some. I mean, it's a little bit earlier of a setup today. It's 10:13. Let's go to the 15-minute though and see. You could see we've just been trailing higher and higher as price has been going up on the 15-minute. Haven't had much pullback at all. We would really be pulling back to like 50% of this. We of course got to make sure we don't get tagged out by the spread here. All right, so this is the first day placing a 1-to-2 though on the cash account. And we just got to win either today or tomorrow, and then we'll be good for the week. But we only got 2 days this week getting recorded for it. We are bearish on the 1 minute here still. We're bearish on, I mean, we just took the protected low side of it, so we're holding it, which is good. If we close above this line, this top black line, that means we are no longer bearish on the 1 minute. But on the 1 minute right now, we are bearish, right? Because this swing point got broken by this right here. And since that broke it, this is the low that caused that price to break. And then this is where we broke again on the flip side below here. And in doing that, that market structure did shift lower, and we got the inversion fair value gap. But we also formed a bullish fair value gap. Now, if we can invert that again on top of what we already just did, we can be almost certain that this move's going to happen. So we'll draw that there. We want this one to fail as well, especially with that clean rejection and refusing to go higher and close higher. Our setup's still valid. We didn't get tagged out by spread or anything, and we got quite a ways down to go though before we hit a 1-to-2, but not very far to hit that 1-to-1. So we're still in it here too. Just had to double check because, you know, you get in multiple positions, you don't know, and spread, you don't know really where you're at contextually sometimes. So you just had to do that. What is today? Today's Thursday too. Yeah, I mean, with price going, I mean, if you understand that too, with price going up Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, price Thursday or Friday is gonna hit that high of the week or whatever, and it's gonna spin the other way. Like, I mean, we're at the high of the week for sure. Like, this could be the high of the week, right? right now. We could literally be shorting the high of the week right now. Like, I mean, like, not saying like it is the high of the week, but I'm saying like this is could be the highest it goes all week. Now, of course, I want that to be right because I'm in a short position right now, but yeah, like I said, the last thing we want right now is this bullish fair value gap to hold. And our inversion fair value gap after taking buy side did happen in the macro as well, the 10 a.m. macro. Literally the very last minute of it. The very last minute closed and inverted that fair value gap. And we just tagged the high of that macro range there. I'm rooting for these shorts. I really am. And this being we're gonna put this as the prop TP. That's our prop TP right now. We'll mark it up red. This is full TP. Yeah, and that reaction now, or that reaction off of the middle of this fair value gap, right in here, these candles reacting off of it, and then us closing hard right on it, and now us pushing through it. I mean, this is signs that we're gonna actually get the move. It's just a matter of getting as much of the move as we want, especially now that if we're gonna invert this and then come back below here again. We're definitely flipping bearish, and then even more so if we come back inside this range that we peaked out of over here. But yeah, we're inverting this fair value gap right now. Ideally, we want to see price punch down some more and create another one in here. That would be even more confluence in our favor, but yeah, I like these shorts, guys. Win or lose, this is what you have to get to. You have to get to a point where it's like, I like this trade that I took. Win or lose, I would put my money behind it time and time and time and time and time again. And that's the thing. Guys, I had this realization. I wrote it down yesterday, and I've been working out for 4 years. Like, I'll be honest, or I've been working out for almost 5 years. I'll be honest. I got in incredible shape. Like, I really did. And like, I literally, went from being 130 pounds, I couldn't even lift my body weight, to literally doing, like, I could hit, I'll be honest with you guys, I can hit like 9 or 10 muscle ups in a row. And the reason I'm saying this though, there's all gonna be a point to it. I had this thought yesterday because I was working out again, and yesterday I'd hit 1,000 push-ups. And I'm not kidding. You hit 40 sets of 25. You do it over, a course of a half hour or whatever. And but I was like, how did I get to this point? Like, I've actually seen like growth in my fitness journey. I've gained over 50 pounds of muscle. I was up even, at one point like 80 pounds from where I was. Like, just I did really, really well in my fitness journey. And I got to a point and I'm like, how did I get here? Like, I was just having the thought, like, I was like, how am I hitting these crazy workouts? How am I in shape? Like, how did I get so far along from being someone who couldn't even lift his own body weight? And I thought about it, and I was like, I never once recorded anything. I never once tried to, I never once like was in my head all day long about how the future was going to play out for me working out. And I never really was super critical of everything I did. I never even had a plan. right? Like I never even said, okay, I'm going to do this Monday through Friday. I'm going to do this on Saturday. I'm going to do this on Sunday. Like I never did any of that. You know, the only thing I did was I just kept showing up for a very long time and doing it every day. And when I showed up every day and I did it, some days were better, some days were worse. But it's like I never thought about it. I never tried to figure it out. I never tried to pin it down and like I was never worried about the future of it or if it was going to work out or if it wasn't going to work out. I just absolutely fell in love with showing up every single day and doing it to the point where I just got super, super good at it. And I had the same thought about trading. I was like, you know, you're going to have some off days, you're going to have some good days, but it's like I expend all this mental energy trying to worry about if it's going to work out, if it's not going to work out, is the future going to play out in my favor? You know, am I wasting my time? Am I not wasting my time? Am I following my... You have all these thoughts all day long, and they're choking out the very thing that you simply just need to show up on a daily basis and do. And then boom, 4 or 5 years go by, and you're like, how did I even get here? Well, it's literally just from showing up and doing it just for long enough. And I took that and I was like, if I could just keep doing that with trading, even if it takes longer. Yeah, I mean, I'm already to the point where I'm making money. I'm already to the point where I've got good payouts. You know, I've already got a good amount of personal capital built up, and I'm comfortable in life. But I was like, I'm not at like the multi-millionaire status or anything of the sorts. But if I could just keep showing up and keep falling in love with the process, keep loving the process of showing up here and being with you guys and placing these trades and being held accountable and gathering different data. And it's like, I'm starting to love just this process of showing up and doing this every day to the point where it's like, I don't have like an end goal in mind right now. And I'm happy with that. It's like, I'm just going to see where this takes us. And that's how you see success. You say, I just love doing this and I'm going to see where it takes me and I'm going to do it every day until I can't. And that's how I did it with working out. And I was like, let me just use that in trading because I really do love it. I really do love streaming. And that same mentality, that same process is like, I don't need to have it figured out. I don't need to have a super strict set plan. It's like, I just need to show up and I need to keep executing. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be good. And I just need to do it for a very long period of time. And then we'll all look back I mean, I know I'm already looking back on my trading journey and I see how far I've come. And like I couldn't win a trade back then to save my life. And now we're hitting trades like on a daily basis. We're learning things, we're refining, we're going through losing streaks, we're not crashing out, we're not tilting, we're executing and we're finding new ways to win. And it hasn't come through just intentional thought anymore. It's just coming through. We just keep showing up. You know what I mean? And you know, we've only been streaming again for 3 weeks, but 3 weeks is huge for me, right? Because I haven't been that consistent with streaming in a long time, and in my trading in a long time. Like we killed it in 2024, the best trading year I've ever had. And then I tried to switch to futures the beginning of this year, and I did pretty good with the macro ranges. But now coming back to Forex, trading Forex futures, it's just like, I want to fall in love with the process. It's not even about making millions of dollars this year. It's like, I'm young, I'm 25. It's like, where will I be if I just keep doing this till I'm 35? You know what I mean? And I'll still be young at 35. And so it's like, and even if you're not young, time's going to fly by anyway. And you're going to be wherever you're going to be in 5 years from now. And it's like, but did we just keep showing up and keep doing the same thing, or did we choke the life out of our dreams by trying to pin it down to something that we can take control of instead of just letting go of the control of it and just showing up each day? So, yes, sir, Charles, big W, big W. We hit the 1-to-1. We hit the 1-to-1 that we popped off in the Telegram. This is the highest we've been up since we started trading this last week. We're up, man, I don't even know. What are we up? We're up 3R maybe? We're up just shy of 1.5% right now. So we're about 25% of the way to, you know, a payout right now. We're up $2,000 on this account. We need to get it up to $9,000. I'm going super slow with this and being super conservative. It is a larger account. The payout will be about 9K. And just trying to gather data now for these 1 to 2s and just trying to get better at holding my trades longer. You guys know I'm not good at that, at least when I'm putting up risk. Because if this, like, if we're on our 150K right now, and let's say price just was to reverse after being this much in profit, I'm trying to get better about just letting go of that. Yeah, you can move, like, yeah, we can move to break even, but it's like we could pull back to break even and come down. So I'm trying to get good at this one thing, setting and forgetting my trades and holding at least 1 to 2 hour. So that's what this $1,000 account's for. It's just to practice holding my trades longer, setting and forgetting, and seeing if I do set and forget them at 1 to 2, if I'm profitable as much as I am with 1 to 1. It's 6%. Yeah, it's 6% for the payout, and it's 6%, but you have a 3% trailing drawdown. So maybe it's not. Is it not? Is 9K 6%? Yeah, 9K 6%. I think of yeah, 150. Yeah, I had to do the math too there for a second. It's but yeah, so you gotta basically double the trailing drawdown. So that's why I'm doing 0.5% risk. The trailing drawdown's 3%. So I would have to lose 6 trades in a row at 1 to 1 to blow the account, which is super safe. Like, I know long term, that's probably not gonna happen, and if it does, it's like it probably won't happen again for a while after that, right? You might lose one account, but the chances of losing 6 trades in a row back to back on multiple accounts is very slim to none. Yeah, it's tough, but I think it's more like that on futures. I think on forex firms too, they do set drawdowns, like just total max drawdowns, but then of course you got to like go through like 2 challenges, stuff like that. Let me go. We'll go to IG. We'll hang out. We'll watch this for a little bit, but we're not gonna stay on all day. We might stay. We might even get off 15 minutes earlier than normal, but we'll stay for like another 15 minutes probably. Just let this play out some talk. If you guys got any questions, or you guys want to share how your trading's going today, we'll just hang out. But so guys, the reason going 1 to 2 as well is because I've been seeing all my trades are going like 1 to 3 with these entries and whatnot. So I was like, okay, let me just do 1 to 2s to try to like meet in the middle. Like, I want to try to hit 1 to 2s relatively consistently, and then eventually I want to try to hit 1 to 3s as well. Um, I feel like we'll have a lot better chance of getting 1 to 2s than 1 to 3s, but 1 to 3s could very well be exactly where we want to move to. The thing is that you really can't be weekly minded with those 1 to 3s. You probably have to be like bi-weekly minded, knowing that you need to win like 3 trades every 2 weeks. With 1 to 2s though, and because like if you win 1 week and 2 the next week, you're profitable. But if you won 1 to 3 1 week, you're still negative for that week. With 1 to 2 at least, you just have to win 2 a week, right? So but with 1 to 3, you still have to win 2 a week to be profitable on a weekly basis. So 1 to 1 and 1 to 2 are probably the easiest to do that math. like 1 to 1, you have to be profitable 3 times a week. 1 to 2, you have to be profitable 2 times a week, and then the week is green. So it's probably the two easiest risk to rewards to secure a profitable week. Um, so if 1 to 2, you only have to win twice a week. It could be a super easy way to be profitable in the markets. It's just you have to really get that timing right on your trades, and you really have to be patient, and you have to wait for the market to drive to the place before it shows its hand. So we have taken these highs over here, but for context, on the 15-minute right now, um, this could be just a breakaway gap and we never return to it, but we've got quite some space before we return, or for like draw on liquidity when it comes to the 15-minute. Like we got some obvious low, an obvious candle low right here. We got this fair value gap right here. We got sell side right here. But even more than that, we gotta be careful of this more than anything else. It doesn't look like it's gonna affect us, but 50% of this is right here. So if we are pulling back after this drive higher, we could be coming to at least 50%, which it could be it could drive higher. Oh, the 13-day win streak. This is I mean, we've been hitting trades left and right. I think we're like 85% win rate right now, but the win streak is it's more of a mentality thing. We define winning by this, and it's been super helpful to me. Is instead of defining winning by if I make money on a daily basis or not, it's if I execute my strategy. Like, first of all, you gotta have a strategy that makes money, that you know is profitable. But then once you do, and you're fully confident in it, you have to execute for a long enough period of time. So to me, I redefined winning, because what ended up happening was on the days where I would lose money, even though I followed my plan to a T, I would find myself getting upset. I would find myself being defeated. Like, man, I lost today. That's not true though. You didn't lose, because losing trades are part of the plan, right? Unless your strategy is 100% win rate, your losing trades are a part of the plan too. So I had to redefine winning to really stop the voices in my head that were telling me that I was losing, because I wasn't. I was following the plan, and the plan's profitable, but I would have a down day and I would feel like I did something wrong, or so the whole point, and it's to get people, on the stream. I'll be completely transparent. Like, people see it and they're like, "Oh, he's on." Like, we are winning. We are profiting. Our accounts are up. So it's like people aren't gonna like show up and be like, "Oh, this guy's just blowing up accounts. Like, he's not winning." But they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's on a winning streak. Let me find out what that means." And then it actually means we have executed this many days in a row by showing up to the streams. We haven't broken our trading rules. We've let our trades play out. If you do that, you are stacking winning days after winning days after winning days, because long term, that's going to bring more money into your account than it takes out of your account. And so we had to redefine winning at a point in time where winning to us is now it's actually showing up and executing a profitable plan. But it has to be something you can control. So the simplest way to put it is, if you're going to define winning, you have to define it by something you can control. I can't control whether this trade makes money or it loses money. That's purely up to however the market's going to play out. But I can control my execution, and I can control showing up to the streams. So that's how I redefine winning, and that's how we're stacking winning day after winning day. So I really do fully believe that we're on a winning streak for 12 days now, or whatever it's been. Because as far as I'm concerned, consistency in my execution is winning day after day after day. And it is proving to pull money into our accounts. So that's the idea. No one had brought it up in a while, but yeah, I had to share that again. Are you talking about, like, when you mean dynamic, do you mean like discretionary based, like trading, like just kind of like basically showing up and reading the charts but deciding when to get in, like not necessarily having the charts decide when you get in, like more discretionary? Oh, I'll pull up GU too. I know someone has to do that. That's my bad. I'll even mark it up just like how I would EU. So like we come to the charts, draw on right there. I mean, I'm not going to draw the wicks on just because you guys know I already already am pretty dialed with that. So all right, inversion right there. I mean, the stop loss and take profit wouldn't be the same though, just because GU is a little different, but it does look like it ended up melting. I guess 10 pips and 20 pips wasn't bad for GU as well. That inversion fair value gap, but then where's the market structure shift? The market structure shift is in, it might have even been a better entry today for the market structure shift than for the inversion. No, it would have been way down here. Still right here. But then you would have got your 10 pip run right there easy. Has GU gone the full distance yet? No, it hasn't. So GU, yeah, GU perfectly correlated with EU's trade today. It's actually running a lot nicer than EU is. But I don't think, like, look at this formation right here. Literally, it's, I mean, I think we even market structure shifted on the 5 minute at this point. Yeah, we did. It's just more and more things aligning right now with the sell position. Yeah, they do run together. Maybe we start just pulling up GU, not even for the sake of taking trades on it, but just for the sake of just reading, just having something side by side with it to read price with it. Because we can see that correlation a little bit stronger right there. I don't know if it's going to help us any or not, but that inversion off GU. Here's the thing though. That 10 pip stop loss, this has been super helpful in my back test too, guys, because I've noticed so many different times that I'll get in and put my, you know, like you'll get in right here, you'll put your stop loss like right there, and then look what happens. It's like having just a set 10 pip stop loss for me has been so much nicer. Yes, you do give a little bit more breathing room, but like a lot of times that breathing room is what you need, right? Because even if you get a beautiful entry like this, which was a perfect entry right there, that inversion fair value gap, you still got tagged out. It's like you wouldn't have on the market structure shift. So maybe you don't need that on the market structure shift as much. But a lot of times with inversion fair value gaps, they're an indication that the move's about to happen, but you still might get tagged out and then the move happen. Oh, you know what? While we got MNQ pulled up, oh yeah, the SMT. Yeah, with the market structures, we should actually pay attention to those SMTs because that might be indications of when we can catch bigger moves or not. We didn't even look at the NQ trade today, but yeah, it looks like it worked out. That super scalp. I mean, no, we wouldn't have even taken it because there was like literally the macro formed 10 ticks away. I guess you could have. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not super like excited about trading that macro thing anymore. I don't know. So we have pushed 1.6, but we're pulling back now. Let's see if we can't get the full 1 to 2 today, but that's why we're practicing on just an IG account, risking 20 bucks. Literally something that is just play money for us to just figure out if we can hold trades longer. But cool to see that we didn't decide to change anything here, and we got, you know, some nice profits added. But yeah, this still, I mean, we probably won't get to hang out and watch this trade finish, but it's my inclination that we're probably going to do decent with this trade just because of the way like all the time frames are setting up at this point. Like the 15 minutes still bullish, but the 15 minutes going to take longer to get bearish than the 5 minute and the 1 minute will, and we've shifted bearish on both of these so far. A little internal change up in here though on the 1 minute. So if we can shift at this point in time now, if we can shift on the 1 minute back into a little internal downtrend here, which would be a close below right here, you can almost be certain that we're going to run a lot further and a lot deeper. Putting a stop loss on low or high, just be a manipulation for people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So giving it a little breathing room, brother, it's helped a lot. It's helped a lot big time for me. Can you give me a trip on or a tip on over trading? It's the biggest thing I struggle on. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly how I came out of it, and it's the easiest and simplest way to not overtrade, and it's redefining winning, and not just like the way I just explained it for the stream, but what I used to do this to stop my overtrading problem is I said every Sunday night I basically wrote out my trading plan, and I said this is what I'm going to do this week. And you could be taking one trade a day or two trades a day, but in that trading plan you have to define how many trades you're going to take a day. And this is what you're going to do. Let's say you're going to take one trade a day, Monday through Friday. That's your trading plan. Now, at the end of the week, this is all you're going to do. You're going to basically take an amount of money that you can invest or whatever that you're willing to lose or make money on or whatever, but that you're willing to lose. And you're going to say, Monday through Friday, I'm going to follow my plan, and my plan's to take one trade a day or two trades a day. I'm just literally going to focus on that, and each day I'm going to check off if I did that or not. At the end of the week, Monday through Friday, if I come to the end of the week, this is the thing. If I only place that certain amount of trades every single day that I said I was going to do, I have a winning week. Now I'm on a week win streak. And you're going to do the same thing a second week, and the third week, and a fourth week. And you're going to do this for at least 4 weeks. And a lot of people might not want to do this, but it literally broke over trading for me, and it broke a lot of my crash out problems when it comes to the markets. Now, if you get to the end of 4 weeks and you said I followed everything to a T, I went on a 1 week winning streak, I went on a 2 week winning streak, I went on a 3 week winning streak, I went on a 4 week winning streak, and I had a winning month. Remember, redefining winning as following your plan, following the set number of trades you said you're going to take. If you come to the end of a month, you just had an entire winning month, and you can look at your data. Did you make money or did you lose money? It doesn't matter. Here's the thing though. If you made money, keep doing what you're doing. If you lost money, here's the thing. You invested that entire month on your ability to execute. Now you have a 4 week winning streak of execution perfectly. Now, at the end of those 4 weeks, you can tell yourself, okay, I'm no longer the problem. I finally fixed the problem that's me, and I know that I can execute. Now, the only thing I have to do now is find a profitable strategy to execute upon. And now you know that you're no longer the problem, and it solves it. But here's the biggest thing, and this is the main reason this works, is because it takes time to build confidence in yourself. And what I mean by that is the reason you overtrade is because you say that you're, and this is, I'm speaking to myself or just people in general, the reason people overtrade is because they say they're not going to, and then they do it, and then what happens is they lie to themselves. So the next time that they say they're not going to do it, they remember in their head, oh, I did this before, but what I ended up doing is I ended up doing this. So subconsciously, every time you tell yourself something, you understand subconsciously, oh, you're just telling lies, you know? And so that's the biggest problem I've had with myself, is I'll tell myself I'm going to do this or that, and I don't do it. And then it starts to snowball into this thing where every time I try to do something, it doesn't happen, because I had built up this relationship with myself where I can't trust the thing I tell myself. And so that's why, like, I had to set down a period of 4 weeks, or I only told you 4 weeks, but in all honesty, I did it for 8 weeks. I just didn't want to say 8 weeks because I think it could be done in 4 weeks, and I think 8 weeks might, scare people from doing a good practice. If you do it for 4 weeks, it's going to change everything. But if you can lay down 4 weeks and say, I'm not interested in making a single dollar this month, I'm only interested in fixing the problem that's me, and executing for 4 weeks straight, that's going to solve all your problems, because you built a track record with yourself. At the end of those 4 weeks, you're like, I said I was going to do this and I actually did it. So now let me find something that works, and I know for a fact I can execute on it now. And you know for a fact you're going to show up and you're going to place 1 trade a day or 2 trades a day. Because the truth is, if you can place 1 trade a day or 2 trades a day, with a strategy that doesn't work, you can do it. It's going to be so much easier to do it with one that does work. So I don't know if you have a strategy that works or doesn't work, but I was just saying these are a lot of the things that I processed through and that I worked through when I was trying to break that habit. And that was the number one solution for me, was just laying down a month like that, or 2 months in my case. That 1 minute's trying to get bearish again. I know it is. Yeah, brother, of course. No, it's tough though. I'll say this: it's not like it's it's like fighting, right? Or like boxing or any type of like combat sport, or just even street fighting. You get into a few fights, and it's the same thing with trading. It's like you start learning what hurts, right? And so like over trading might be someone's problem. Over leveraging might be over leveraging's been my problem, right? I'll go too big, but you get to a point where you get hurt so many times by it, and like I'd love to say like, oh, you get hurt once or twice by it and like it's fixed, and you start learning how to adapt. But I mean, like it like I put on too much size for like 3 years straight at certain points. But after 3 years, you do start to learn, like, man, I don't like getting hit that way anymore. I got to start dodging it this way, and I got to start learning how to defend those attacks. Like, it's just, a lot of things will work themselves out with time, too, right? You get hit in the face so many times, you start to, A, learn that you don't like getting hit in the face, and then B, you start to learn ways to avoid getting hit in the face in the first place. And a lot of that stuff takes years sometimes, depending on, a lot of our deeper rooted psychological things that we all have to navigate and work through, depending on where we were raised, the environment we were raised in, the belief system we were raised in, the psychological system we were raised in, and the emotional state that we're in, depending on the season of life we're in. And like a lot of those things sort themselves out with time and experience, but you can do things and be proactive, like I just said, like about executing for a month straight, redefining certain beliefs, like what it means to win, what it means to be a good trader. Like if you start redefining a lot of things, you'll start to notice that you didn't really actually change anything. You just changed the story you were telling yourself, but it helped like you actually did change something. GU just missed that 1 to 2 as well, guys. But I don't think this short move's over. I think the 1 to 3 is happening even. I'm not. We'll draw it on, but I think the 1 to 3 is happening today even again. I might be completely wrong, but we're only going for 1 to 2 though. We're probably gonna get off here shortly. It's about that time. But yeah, brother, I'm glad you joined today. Like we're all in this together. I hope you keep coming back. This is we're all just trying to figure this journey out together. Try to make some money together and figure out how to make this happen. How to add value to our lives, our families' lives through trading. And it's more to it though. We're also trying to grow at a deeper spiritual level, at a deeper emotional level, a psychological level. Like this is literally like a test of personal development, and it gets to a point where I don't think people quit trading. I think people quit on themselves. And if you quit on yourself, I basically mean like trading presented a lot of things in yourself that you either didn't want to face and you ran away from them, or you decided to face them and you decided to face that valley of the shadow of death, and you decided to walk through hell, and you decided, this is tough, but I'm gonna work through it, and we're gonna figure this out, because trading's not about figuring out the markets, it's about figuring out yourself. And that's why people quit, because they didn't realize that when they got into trading that it was going to bring out things in themselves that they had been trying to hide for a very long time. And I'm speaking strictly from personal experience. Trading has brought out the depths of me, and it's been one of the toughest things I've ever had to go through. And I mean, like, I literally have come out of drug addiction when I was addicted to drugs for 4 years. I've been clean for over 4 years. But I mean, I was taking pills every single day. Trading is harder than, than quitting drugs. I'm not even kidding. I might be over exaggerating just because I haven't been addicted to pills in so long, so I might not remember as much. But and plus, you probably don't remember that stuff as much anyway, just because of the nature of taking pills. But um, it's this is tough. Trading is tough, right? Making money in these markets is not an easy thing to do. But if you happen to do it once or twice in your journey before you give up, it's enough. It's enough to not stop. It's enough to keep going. Like like all the days where I've made like 2 grand in 30 minutes. It's like you can't just go sit down and like not and forget that that ever happened. Like you just made 2 grand from clicking a button in 30 minutes. You just made an extra 15 grand this month for showing up a half hour in the mornings and clicking buttons. You just made an extra 6 grand this month for the same thing. And it's like, so the months where you do lose money, the months where you are down, the months where you do crash out and blow an account, which I've had so many of those moments, you still remember, like, if you've had any period of winning and trading, you've been blessed in a big way, because you know it's possible. And if you haven't, I'll prove to you it's possible by simply this. If you've never really had a good streak in trading where you've made a good amount of money, you can know it's real by just the simple fact that every single dollar that you lost, you could have made by doing the exact opposite thing. So, it's 100% possible. It's 100% something that people are doing to make massive amounts of money. It's also something that people are doing just to add a little bit of money to their lives and their families' lives on top of what they're doing. Um, so it's a journey that, I'm glad I went on. If I was to tell anyone who's just starting, I would tell them this before I told them anything else. Just same thing with working out, is, are you ready to do this for a few years? Like, are you ready to really, really face this for a few years? And if you are, it's possible. If you're not ready to face this for multiple years, though, it's probably not something I just recommend, going on and endeavoring in. Hey, what's up, man? It's good to see you in here. Yeah, we're trading Euro USD futures and Forex. We got the Forex account right here, just trying to hold trades longer, and then we got the futures account right here, which we already hit TP on, and we're hitting clean conservative trades. About to hit 1 to 2 though, guys. This is the first biggest risk to reward trade we've taken in a long time, personally. I haven't taken a 1 to 2 like this and held it in a very long time. GU already delivered fully. Yeah, the financial drain in the beginning too, for sure, 100%. Oh, we tagged it, but we did not tag. The spread didn't tag it. So. This is the type of stuff in trading too that gets most people like just on tilt and crashing out. This is the type of stuff that makes it hard for people. Hey, I honestly, I had a thought too in my head that you were going to be right today too, in all transparency, and I think that's why I started getting defensive, and I started to notice that in myself. I was like, you know what? I was like, I gotta just respect his opinion, but I gotta hold my confidence in the system. But like the reason too is like we just showed, going back in time, we've been hitting longs. Don't be fooled. I didn't hit this big of a long. We hit like just some of this move. But we've been taking longs all week, and the only loss I had was on a short, and I was like, I think like he could be valid. Like same thing happened on whatever day that was that you just saw. I don't know what just we went to what's it called on accident? GU. So I've been taking longs all week, and like bullish. The bias has been bullish, and I was like, but the same thing happened here. We didn't even get. I don't even think a 10 pip right here. Yeah, we lost this one. Um, but I took a short earlier this week, and the short lost. So like, but that was the thing. I was like, I might lose it today too, but I gotta hold through, and I gotta execute. Um, I thought we potentially were selling into distribution. Like we were distributing higher, right? We created, some accumulation, we manipulated it, and then we distributed. But I was like, you know what? The distribution's got to end at some point. We could be at the high of the week. It's Thursday. And we could see a reversal. And we did take buy side after 9:30. It's like we just, if the market sets up for a short, we'll take it. But um, yeah, I try to take myself out of the equation though. But no, brother, I appreciate. Like we might come back tomorrow, and I might be completely wrong, and you might be right. But that's the whole point of this community, is to just build each other up, and really see if we can just not just win today's trade, but win the next. Win over the next 100 trades more than we lose. That's the hard thing to do. Execute 100 trades. Super hard thing to do. That's like 5 months of trading if you just take one trade a day. Yeah, let's get the dollar index up. Yeah, and the dollar index is just distributing lower, but it pushing higher right now is a good sign for us to for our short position. The only thing though is on the 15-minute, dollar index is still bearish too. I don't even know how I do that sometimes. I couldn't even do that again if I wanted to. The 5-minute though, it's flip bullish. And then the 1-minute, of course, is probably bullish too. Let's see if we can't get that little ass push we need. We're probably not gonna see this resolve right now though. I'll be honest, because it's coming to 11 o'clock. I try to end like a hard stop at 11 o'clock. So remember guys, this is just on my cash account. We're risking 20 bucks to make 40. We're not trying to make money right now on this. And I'm putting the same thing into practice I said earlier, like with the over trading thing. I have a problem with not holding winners long enough. Like I just don't give them a chance to run 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Like I just don't, and I need to, because I'm getting the trades right for that much risk reward a lot of the times. So that's kind of what I'm doing too. I'm kind of practicing what I'm preaching. I'm putting an account in that actually has nothing to do with money right now. It just has to do with me just launching trades and letting them go 1 to 2 and seeing if it works, but also seeing if I can do that confidently, like for at least a few weeks, or we can add money on a weekly basis even. But just trying to get comfortable doing the thing that I'm not, good at, which is holding trades longer. Which this is usually why, by the way. This is usually why. You guys can see clear as day. This is the reason why we usually don't hold trades longer, because stuff like that happens. But we'll let it play out though. It's 11 o'clock, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. For those of you who are new to the stream, we always close out in prayer. I'd love for you guys to join us. We're just gonna come together in agreement, and we're just gonna pray that God shows up in our lives, our families' lives, and really helps us do the things and get to the places that we can't do or go on our own. So, Father, we just come to you in the name of Jesus. I just thank you for the stream this morning. I pray for healing in my body. I didn't feel that the best waking up today, but I thank you for giving me the strength to still show up and just be here with the boys today. I pray for them and everything they're going through. And Father, I don't know what's going on in any of their lives. I just appreciate though that you've put them in my life and that we can come together in prayer each day. And I just pray that whatever they're working through, whatever they're trying to navigate in their life, I just pray that you remove any mental roadblocks, and that you could just open their eyes to your hand on their situations and on things in their life. Father, just please reveal to them that you're always watching over them, that you're always bringing them through everything they're going through. And it's all for the purpose of just loving us and refining us and just building us up into the people that you've called us to be, and for us to learn the lessons you've called us to learn. Father, help us to learn them. Help us to face those things head on and to not run from them. And just help us to stay consistent. We just pray for a blessing of consistency and in these streams and our trading. And you just help us keep coming back day after day. We love you, God. We need you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, guys. This trade, I'm setting and forgetting it. We already racked in some profits on the actual account that we're focused on. But we're gonna let it play out, and we'll come back. Like you guys know, I update you guys every day. We'll be back. Anytime, Nicholas. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you popping in, brother. I really do hope you keep coming back. This is we had a good conversation today. We had a good one. So I'll see you boys tomorrow.